Golden State Warriors fans, how we doing? Dub Nation, how we feeling? Welcome to C-Train Station. Welcome back to those subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the station so much. The channel, C-Train Station, so much. Let's get to it. The Warriors are up 3-1. Yes, the Warriors are up 3-1 against the Houston Rockets, and they're on the brink of eliminating the Rockets, the number 2 seed from the playoffs. Here are some overall thoughts about how I think the Warriors are doing. Just my overall thoughts on the series in general right now. First of all, great defense by the Warriors. Absolutely great freaking defense. They've held the Rockets to under 100 points 2 out of the 4 games. If you're going to tell me that the Golden State Warriors are going to hold the Rockets that it's a 50% chance that they're going to hold the Rockets to under 100 points total, I'm going to say that that's going to bode incredibly well for the team and that they'll probably just win the series. I love it, and it starts on defense. And let's talk about defense real quick because, of course, look no further than last night's game, right? But let's talk about a couple defensive plays. Number one, Draymond Green. Draymond Green showed why he is the best defensive player in basketball. And it's not even close in my opinion, honestly, when it comes to on-ball, off-ball, block shots, steals, passing lanes, whatever it takes on defense and also positioning. What a block or what a defensive play on Alperen Sengun. Okay, but that's sort of like the given. What about Brandin Podziemski on Fred VanVleet? Do you remember that block? It was right before the Jimmy Butler 3 free throws. What a block by Podziemski. What a block. He got right behind VanVleet, right? VanVleet sort of beat Podziemski off the dribble with a nice move, but Podziemski just sort of swiped it away, I believe, from behind. A little, maybe straight up blocked it. I think it was from behind, honestly, though. But great. It's not just Draymond that's teeing up. It's not just Jimmy Butler, right? We saw the Brandin Podziemski play. We're seeing, when we look at a player like Buddy Hield and how he now is, Buddy Hield has somehow become like a net negative or like almost a plus on defense. I mean, dare I say it, he isn't really getting cooked on defense now, is he? Buddy Hield. He has multiple steals, I believe, in multiple games. And I think that it's defense like Podziemski, defense by the likes of Curry, by the likes of Steph, right? That's buying into the system, and it's that type of defense that is going to win games and win series for the Warriors, and I love it. I love it. I like it. I love it, and I want some more of it. So players like Buddy Hield buying into the Warriors' defensive-first philosophy, they're thriving. It's allowing them to thrive, right? What did Buddy Hield have last game? He didn't shoot particularly well. Was he 6 of 15? I think he had like 15 points or so, and he had 19, 20 the last game. He's doing really well, and he's buying in, right? You don't have to be necessarily the best defensive player technically. What you have to do is have a heart, work rate, right? And buy into the scheme. Listen to what your teammates are telling you. Listen to what your coaches are telling you. Buddy Hield is doing that, and it's paying off. It's paying off for the Warriors and Buddy. Speaking of youngsters, though, speaking of Podziemski with that great defensive play, can we give Podziemski some props now? What do you have? I think 25, 5, and 5 yesterday, last game, with 2 steals and that clutch block. I love it. We need to, in my opinion, Brandin Podziemski in that playoff game last night, he sort of grew up in front of our very own eyes, right? And if you look back at my history, I've sort of seen it. I love Brandin Podziemski. I love his game. It's because I think that he's a quality, he's a player that likes to win, and he does the things to help your team win. I think that Brandin Podziemski, he isn't technically yet, but I think he has championship DNA for sure. Look no further than the fact that I think he probably took more charges than any team combined last season. And so let's lean into this a little bit more. In my opinion, arguably Brandin Podziemski was the best player on the floor last night for either squad. Arguably. But here's what isn't arguable, right? I think it's beyond contestation that he was on the floor with 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, Draymond and Steph, and probably another Hall of Famer in Jimmy Butler, right? Podziemski was like the best player, one of the better players out there for sure, if not the best. Congratulations and props to Brandin Podziemski for his work. He gets the kudos, he gets the props, he gets credit where credit is due because he has clearly put in the work. He's bought into the system, and now he, Podziemski, and the Warriors, and myself, and Dub Nation, and basketball are benefiting. I really think that the best is definitely yet to come for Brandin Podziemski. I always say this. He picked up full-time basketball, I believe, in high school, maybe middle school or high school, okay? He's going to become, I think that he's a really good shot. I know that sounds a little weird, right? He's a really good shot, and he's incredibly accurate, and he's already a good shooter. I believe, though, that just with repetition, with the repetition that it takes any player, the volume of shots to get better, I think he can become a great three-point shooter. Not just a good one, a great one. Statistics would back me up as well. He's like a 38% three-point shooter right now. That's good. That's good. You break 40% and you're great. Speaking of great three-point shooters, I believe Quentin Post, we're talking about the youth, right? Quentin Post, my man. QP. Quentin Post is the other young Warrior who has played so well in this playoff series. Sure, a few games ago, did he only score like 2 points? Was he held scoreless? Maybe. Did he get 12 rebounds? Yes. Yes, he got 12 or more. So Quentin Post is helping the Warriors do what? Sometimes he scores, right? Sometimes he gets rebounds. What's the consistent thing that he's helping the Warriors do? Win. I love when young players buy into the system that equates to winning. It's and any young player who's out here who's listening to this, right? When you're playing basketball, listen to what your coach is saying, and sometimes try to do what your coach says, even if it's against what you think is going to happen. It's okay. It's going to be okay. The world will be okay if you do like precisely what your coach says. And it's interesting. And this harkens back, and I know I'm going to get it back. Piedmont High School, C-Train was on the freshman team basketball during tryouts, right? And I was so into like team play. I wanted to be on a winner. I wanted my own jersey. I mean, I was just so excited to be on a team, to hopefully, this was just the tryouts. But this is the one thing that our coach at the time, Coach Phillips, was always saying. He'd always say, like, you fake a shot to make a shot. You fake a pass to make a pass. Well, what that means is like essentially like that fakes operate well in games, like trickery as well, honestly, right? A little bit of sleight of hand. And it's like, so what I did in tryouts, it was against what was my thing. My go-to thing, I was like one of the guys, I like tried to get into the post and I like gave you the dream shake and the up and around. I was totally like shakes have the dribble. My mom actually, I'm going way overboard, but my mom actually compares, when she saw Stephen Curry play for the first time, she said, wow, this guy plays exactly like you. Like me. So like I'm like a soccer player that played basketball. I run around with the ball all over the place. But that's not the point. The point is that our Coach Phillips, wanted you to pump fake and make the play. We were emphasizing on sort of like misdirection, on making the defender get out of position right. So what did I do? What did C-Train do at tryouts? I pump faked. My defender went up. I dribbled by, I pump faked again. The secondary defender who came up who was drawn to me Also fell for the pump fake, bounce pass right to that center, Mr. Alex D, we'll call him. And he easily scored. And we were talking after the tryout. I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to make the team. And Alex, the guy who I passed to, was like, bro, you're definitely going to make it. You did exactly what he said, exactly what coach said to a T. I was able to execute that. I know that this is a roundabout, but I think that we could all sort of learn from the C-Train omelet. I'm going to let you know my sports history. And yes, I made that Piedmont High School freshman team, right? I made that team essentially because I did what coach said. And guess what? Pump faking a defender, dribbling in, getting a close look, pump faking another defender out of position, and then bounce passing to a wide open post player for a layup. That's good strategy. That's good technique. Thank you, Coach Phillips. Thank you, sir. So yeah, I love it when players buy into the system. Coach Kerr has seen and played more basketball than all of Brandin Podziemski's life. So Coach Kerr has knowledge and wisdom. Coach Kerr's saying something, and he also has 9+ rings to go with it. When Coach Kerr says something, it seems like Brandin Podziemski is doing it. And it seems like that because, well, I don't even know. I don't have the box score, but I think Pods played 40 minutes last night. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm telling you, the system that Kerr employs, that motion offense, right? It allows players who might be limited in some capacity, i.e. Dribbling the basketball, for example, to not have to dribble because the ball does the movement for you if you move as a human being into the good position. And the players that buy into that are thriving, and I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more happy, right? Brandin Podziemski, Quentin Post, Guy Santos, Mr. Moses Moody. Moody's shot hasn't gone down, and he was replaced in the starting lineup with Hield, but Moses Moody is still doing the right things, making the right plays. So here's what I'll say about Moses Moody. This is how into the system, because I'm so into team, right? Even though Moses Moody is shooting 33% from three-point, he's taking good shots, and I will live with the 34% three-point shooting because he's doing everything correct. The shots just aren't falling. He's doing the correct things out there, just the ball isn't bouncing his way. I'd rather have a person do that, get a little unlucky, right? But I think that it's going to even out, than have someone who just isn't going to listen to what I have to say as a person who, as a coach who truly knows the game and is trying to impart wisdom for success for the whole team. It's just so interesting. And gosh, if you're at home or whatever, and just, it's very interesting if you're a young player out there, because I would say that listening to your coach and how they view the game is so important to a young player. It is really taking and being receptive to those ideas, even if it isn't as comfortable as you feel, right? You'll acquire the skills and you'll get better. It's just so interesting. I'm in my 40s. And I think that I'm just starting to understand the game of basketball. Still maybe not even, honestly. You all unsubscribe. Now I'm no, wait. But no, seriously, I'm just starting, the game is just starting to click. Just starting to click. That freshman season of high school was a long time ago. That's how long it takes to get to know a game, to truly get to know a game. And I couldn't express more. Those young players out there, get out there, get on a team and listen to what your coach has to say, like Quentin Post. Moving on. Jimmy's playoff Jimmy. All hail Mr. Jimmy Butler. I love it. Jimmy's playoff. Steph is doing Steph things, and I expect should bookmark this. I expect either a big game in Game 5, this next game tomorrow night, or Game 6, if there is one, from Stephen Curry. I think that he's due for a little bit of a heater. He did not shoot well last game. I think that he's due. I think that he'll get hot. I don't think that me saying that I think Stephen Curry is going to get hot in the next few games is like a reach, right? We just hope that another player can come along with Steph, and hopefully that's just Jimmy and everybody comes along, and because the bottom line is that, Draymond's still running things, Jimmy's being Jimmy. If the Warriors can really take care of business and they don't go to, say, a Game 7, so like if the Warriors can close Houston in Games 5 or Game 6, no problem, either Game 5 or Game 6, it will allow them at least a chance a prayer for their older bodies to heal and recover enough for a next grueling series for whoever it's going to be next, be it the Lakers or Timberwolves. But that's speaking too early, right? Speaking too early, but it isn't when I'm saying that in order to, we're looking bad if the Warriors are feeling run down and it's going to become a Game 6 situation. You want to close the deal this next game. On top of this whole, let's tie a bow on this whole episode of C-Train Station Breakdown. The Dubs playoff so far. I am proud of the Warriors as an organization. I just have to say that. So number one, they were named something like classiest organization, best organization in the NBA by like a poll, like a players and staff poll. And I understand. They aren't, for the most part, stooping down to Houston's level, to like Udoka and whatever Jalen Green has been saying and Dylan Brooks' antics. Right? I dig that. I am like envious of the Warriors' ability to just be all class and be above most of these situations, right? If this series breaks down and they continue to play the game of basketball, the Warriors will take this in either the 5th game or the 6th game. I would think that next game, honestly. Like, if this is basketball, if it turns into something else, right? If it turns into other extracurricular that doesn't involve the game of basketball, points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, right? Turnovers, charge, free throw. If it involves those things, I think that the Warriors will get enough points based off of all that to win. If it's based off of other weird dramatic things and then replay, if we're talking about Secaucus, New Jersey and NBA officiating and we're talking, then who knows? Who knows? If we talk about the game of basketball, the team with Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Brandin Podziemski, they were superior. They are better at the game of basketball without question. In every way, shape, and form, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, they are better basketball players. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Defense, rebounding, points, assists, all that stuff, right? Okay? So the Warriors will win. But they just can't have it turn into like flopping and technical fouls and flagrants and stuff like that. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. So I bet that the Warriors will stick to their guns on this, and I think that they will be reserved enough and have enough professionalism to take care of business. It might not be next game. It might have to be at home, Game 6, but I really hope that the Warriors can take it in 5. That would be an amazing, amazing feat. If the Warriors were the number 7 seed beating the number 2 seed, I love it. Number 1, I'll take any playoff win and any playoff series win. So albeit 5, 6, or 7 games, if the Warriors can get the job done and they have a little bit of a cushion, I'll be happy. You win and you move on. My message to the Warriors, well done and carry on. Same with the fans. And hey, thanks so much for watching. Just everybody watching, everybody who interacts, thank you so much. I love the comments. I love the messages and the interactions. You all rock. So thank you for making C-Train Station an awesome place. Till next time, I'm C-Train. Have a good one. I'm out.